Welcome to Rapid Retro Reviews, where we go back in the day and play some old school bangers and failures. The Austin Powers movies were extremely popular in the late 90s and early 2000s, and of course there had to be a video game based on the movies. Austin Powers, Oh Behave, was developed by Rockstar Games and released in the year 2000.
First things first, where's your shitter? I've got a turtle head poking out.
When first firing up the game, it starts checking for errors. The fuck? After that, you're thrown into this weird menu. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Where's the game? I spent almost 10 minutes trying to navigate this damn menu and had to resort to reading the manual to figure out what to do. Here's what it says. Austin Powers Oh Behave is a game for swingers and potential secret agents alike. The game very neatly transforms your Gameboy Color into a fully functional PC, working under the operating system Austin Powers 2000 and Fab-DOS. To initialize your Austin Powers unit, you'll be required to answer several personal questions about yourself. Now what the fuck does that mean? So you need to press B to select things in the menu, not A, like every other game. Whatever, so I'm finally able to get to the menu where you can select from 3 different games. Game 1 is Rock, Paper, Scissors. You get to select an opponent, and it's best 2 out of 3. Super fun. Game 2 is a Pac-Man-like maze where you get to play as Austin and work your way through a maze, picking up male symbols and fighting against sperm cell aliens and Grimace's balls. It's ugly and the music sucks. Eventually you'll find your way through the maze and move on to another maze. We're 0 for 2 so far, but hopefully the third game is much better.
Throw me a frickin' bone here!
It's Othello. That is fucking sad. After exploring the menus and reading the manual some more, I find out that there's a 2D platformer hidden deep within the menus. This is by far the best of all the game options, but that's not saying very much.
Hey, just grab a hold of something, bite your lip, and give it hell. Come on. We're gonna get through this.
My god. On the bright side, Austin actually controls pretty well and he has a gun to use, but the choice of enemies is pretty pathetic. Really? I need to shoot traffic cones, hats, and garbage cans? Would it really have been that hard to program some evil henchmen? When you kill enemies, they turn into upside-down orange triangles that you need to collect or else the enemy will respawn. Sure, why not? After defeating all the enemies and collecting all the items, you can exit the level through the time portal. The levels are super boring and are more or less exactly the same, and you better get used to this music loop. You eventually get to fight Fat Bastard on level 5. It was actually nice to fight against something that wasn't an inanimate object. Every 5 levels you get to fight a different character from the movies. Next up is Mustafa, then Patty O'Brien, Random Task, and finally Dr. Evil and Mini-Me. They all fight exactly the same and you basically just follow them and shoot away. Progressing through all 25 levels, though, was absolutely miserable. My rating of Austin Powers Oh Behave is a 2 out of 10. Rockstar Games was basically attempting to turn your Game Boy Color into a mini computer with apps and games, but unfortunately it doesn't work at all. The menus are confusing and the entire game looks and sounds like shit. It's a little impressive they were able to jam 4 games, a soundboard, and even an internet browser on a Game Boy Color cartridge, but nonetheless, the game is just a giant turd.
That's right, buddy. You show that turd who's boss.